Hello, everyone. I am Randy Suarez, aka Silva Frozen, back here with another amazing reaction. This time we're back with some more Shaman King 100, and it's about the movie I actually forgot about, Steel, and his thoughts on the secret DC superhero movie Disaster. So that's what the title is: Shaq, Secret DC Superhero Movie Disaster. I cannot wait to get into this technically because dropping this, it triggered a core memory I thought I forgot that this movie exists. I thought Shazam was bad, but the more you think about it, it knew what it was. This, I had questioned a lot, but I digress. If you like any of this content, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Like, comment, and subscribe to Shaman King 100. I will leave the original link to this video down below so watch it uninterrupted. Link to my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Follow me on those social platforms. Link to my Cashapp. Feel gracious enough to donate whatever you want to donate. It's fine. Don't. That's fine as well. So thanks, super thanks. But by donating, like, comment, subscribe, and sharing all the good stuff, I ever show you support. It lets me know you rock with the reaction content, rock with the channel, and rock with your boy. Without further ado, buckle up and let's get started. All right, we here with some more Shaman King 100, Shaq. Shaq's secret DC superhero movie Disaster. Again, I barely remember this movie, so all I can say is we'll come down to it. I haven't watched it in I haven't watched this movie in decades. At least way over like a decade and a half or something like that. This came out in the late '90s, if I remember correctly. So, but I digress. So here we go.
Shaquille O'Neal is a basketball player, sports anchor, volunteer cop, and even a doctor now. Let's go, my man. But did you know that he was a Superman offshoot known as Steel? Probably not, since the movie was so bad it almost destroyed DC. And we're going to watch it today. So we start this off in Call of Duty IRL with a big old weapon taking on a tank and succeeding. Oh, who could have done this? Oh, look, it's Shaq. Yeah, come to find out, this is a weapon test site, and for some reason they used real people inside the tank. That seems very dangerous. But hey, this was before the 2000s, and I guess they just didn't know any better. But yeah, they're trying to impress some U.S. senator and trying to get their weapons into production, thinking this could be a thing that changes the whole war. And it probably could have, if it wasn't for this creepy dude that doesn't seem to know how to chill, who tells the U.S. senator, hey, you want to see something cool? And when they get to the next test site, he wants to impress the Huz by turning the experimental weapon all the way to 11. I mean, what could go wrong? Oh shoot, nothing went wrong. Ah, dang it. Yeah, with that, he crushed a U.S. senator and...
Here's the weird thing. I probably will say this because there's people like this now, just to impress the Huz, they're willing to basically risk other people's lives. It's weird. It's weird.
Bart, who is Shaq's friend, and he has to go try to save her and ends up having her being in a wheelchair. And because of this crazy man's actions, they end up having to go to court for this, where Shaq is down with snitching. Boy pointed that finger faster than 6'9". And the punishment...
Hey man, I'll be snitching too! Hey, you put not just my life at risk, but everyone's, including yours, dumbass!
Killing a senator is nothing at all. I guess just like a slap on the wrist, which I'm very surprised that this man didn't get like any jail time or anything, which is definitely someone you want to nip in the butt, because boy seemed a little power hungry. Literally the next day he just went to Lex Luthor with hair and start being like, hey bro, you want me to start making weapons for you? Yeah, this felt like it could have been prevented. But Shaq, and yes, I know his name's technically Steel in the movie, but come on, it's Shaq. He's even on the main movie title. Decides to step away from the army, realizing that his weapons are too dangerous to put in anyone's hands, and just wants to get away from it all. And decides to go back to his hometown, where he just lays up some bricks. But nah, do you get it? You know, because Shaq's a basketball player in real life, but his character can't play basketball, so it really shows you that they're not the same person. It's honestly genius. And while on his way back home, he runs into, is that Ray J? That's gonna be a crazy segue when I tell you we're sponsored by Raycon. No, we're not.
Hey, someday, bro, because that would be one hell of a freaking ad drop. Like, hey, we're sponsored by Raycon. Ironically, for this one.
But imagine though. But while Shaq and Ray J are making fun of their mother's dreams,
she wants to open a restaurant and call it Black and Blue.
Hey.
Let's cut back to Burke, the crazy dude from earlier, where his experimental weapons are definitely experimental. But they kind of work, so good job for the bad guy? But him and this one lady are having major beef, and she does not like him at all, saying,
Accidents can happen to you too, pal.
and moments later follows her to the elevator she's getting on and tells the black dude in there, like, hey, can you step out for me real quick? As they reignite my fear of elevators. Hold up. Let me get this right. So man made a device ready to cut the line of the elevator to kill this lady, but they only now just started beefing? What? Was he planning this the whole time?
It's not like an unnecessary beef. It seems a bit escalated, like went to extreme just for someone telling you, hey, you look weird. Bro, like, read the room. Like, Jesus Christ, man. Take a chill pill.
Or this is something he just put there in place? I'm a little confused on this. Back with Shaq and Ray J, they picked the worst time possible to do a ride-along with the cop. As this is the night the villains decide to do their test run with their new weapons. And I just gotta say, I feel bad for any cop that has to patrol in a DC city. Because if the goons and Footman get to have stuff like this on the daily, no wonder you gotta have 5 Supermans and like 12 Batmans at this point. It's just crazy out here. Luckily for them, most of the grunts are dumb and they actually end up leaving one of their guys behind. And this is where Shaq's volunteer cop blood started kicking in, as he started to give chase. And if I looked back and saw this big behemoth behind me, bro, I'd probably just give up.
Yeah.
I mean, did this man just rip a chain metal door? Nah, bro, it's GG's, my man. I mean, the grunt.
Hey, man, at that point, I'm like, fuck this shit, I'm out. Like, him doing one of these and disappearing.
Tries to distract Shaq by putting a man in front of the slowest moving train I have ever seen. Of course, Shaq saves him and goes on one of the silliest chase scenes ever, seeing Shaq just running up and down the place. And Instakarma almost hit that grunt back like a train. You see what I did there? So close. But with dude getting enough mileage away from Shaq, decides to turn the weapon on him and decides to blast a train card on Shaq. And instead of just moving to the right to get out of the way, Shaq decides it's not cool enough and he has to roll to the middle. Unnecessary as hell, but let's go. And miraculously catches up with the kid. And there is no way that this giant pulled a Batman and surprised the kid like this. Boy really caught up like he was Jason himself. And as he was starting to put that size 22 foot
oh, you want to be walking. You be in a wheelchair. Size 22.
Up that boy's butt. He ends up getting blasted by his own weapon. There's that Instakarma. And when Shaquille O'Neal got back to his feet, he was pissed. He done hit up the army like, yo, how'd they get a hold of my weapons? And the best the army could say was, nah. And Big Diesel was so pissed that he broke the payphone he was using. The saddest part of this is that some people watching this probably don't even know what a payphone is. And I just gotta say this one little...
I know, right? Saying that now, one, I'm old. I'm 32, by the way. But payphones, bro. Oh man, all types of diseases and everything. That's even when everyone stopped using payphones too. Like telling a kid now, this is a payphone. What's a payphone? It's just gonna make you feel old. It's gonna make you feel old.
But that still doesn't have superpowers. He's just a normal man. But for some reason, they make Shaq out like he's the Hulk incarnate. If he touched something, he's gonna break it. I just want to point that out real quick. But Shaq had recognized one of the gang members and realized it's someone that Ray J knew. So he told him to tell him where he could find him so he could have a gentleman's conversation. Tell me what I want to know. I just like that everyone has to raise their weapons so high just to get close to this man's face. One dude even got a pool cube. But Shaq realizes that he's not going to be able to do this alone, so he decides he needs to call up an old friend. And boy, I know Shaq old horny self that asked for this girl specifically, because she definitely not in standard procedural attire for this type of environment. Shawty got a crop top. But he ends up finding Sparky in a veteran's home, seeing that she's all depressed, but he needs her help so he could stop this violence, because he is tired of the violence. And to persuade her, he uses violence. Nah, I hope he paying for that window for real though. And when that doesn't work, he just ends up kidnapping her. I don't know why everyone's cheering. They don't know Shaq is a good guy.
For
they
real.
could just be watching someone be abducted in plain sight.
And
what I'm guessing
clapping.
is a whole day later, since they done changed their outfits, Shaq takes her to what's gonna be their new secret HQ, which is just a junkyard. But Sparky is starting to get fed up and wondering,
Johnny, what exactly am I supposed to be doing here? Voila.
This movie is the shit. And Shaq tries to catch her up, letting them know that he needs her help to defeat all the people with their weapons. She wasn't really going for it until Uncle John showed up, pretty much saying that he found some stolen goods. And once she heard that, she was down. Gotta fight fire with fire, I guess. Oh yeah, with Shaq and Sparky, you can see the sparks flying. And if White Chicks has taught me anything,
Once you go black, you're gonna need a wheelchair.
Really, Shaman? Really, Shaman? Really, brother? Okay.
and with that, they get to working on my man's suit as we get a forging scene that predates Iron Man by a whole decade. You think about it, Shaq kind of made the whole Marvel universe. Speaking of universes, the universe this movie set in is kind of weird. While the big bad is trying to get Ray J under his wing, the kids at the arcade he is at are playing the Batman Forever movie arcade game? How the hell does that work? Now with the suit done, it's time for some field testing, and I don't know if they're in the DC universe or just LA, but there's crime around every corner, I guess. And when he pulled up to some essays, they were ready to let that thing ring. Good thing everyone in these type of movies has bad aim, because instead of shooting the big gapping mouthpiece, they went for the crotch shot. And unluckily for them, that thing was already made out of steel, like downright big beast.
Well, I'll be dipped in shit and rolling breadcrumbs.
And seeing that bullets were ineffective on my man, decided to try to run him over instead. And Shaq says the iconic line that Steel always says.
It's hammer time.
You go, Shaq. And when these gangsters realized the car wasn't going to work, they went back to the guns. But our boy Shaq knew the one weakness of any cholo, that being magnets. So my man's first day out was pretty much a success until the bully showed up. And my boy, being a volunteer cop himself, don't want to have to throw their hands with his people. So he hits him with the, oh yeah, some more Shaq parkour, let's go.
Ooh.
Psych, good thing they planned for that bike to be at that exact trash can that he was gonna fall in the whole time. And luckily for Shaq, he's able to get away. And I'm sure there is no way for the police to identify a 7-foot-tall basketball player with a motorcycle license and a registered tag.
And,
It could be anybody. But no, for real though, you know he had to register this tag for this motorcycle. He's like, hey, I'm gonna be a vigilante, but I'm still gonna follow the law. I mean, imagine if Batman had to put the tags on the Batmobile being like, not Bruce. Kind of defeat the whole purpose. But like I said, trying to figure out who this man is like finding a needle in a haystack. Who could have seen that coming? Well, Shaq has to go through the justice process. The villain is in the process of dropping knowledge to the black youth.
Eat the hot dog, don't be one.
Wow, that's some sage witch.
eat the hot dog, don't be one. Okay.
Right there. After the police do a lineup, look through the camera footage, see a big, tall, 7-foot black man, they realize it can't be Shaq, and they let him go. Just in time for the final battle. So Shaq and the team realize it's time to take this man down for good. As him and the team sneak into his super secret evil meeting, where we're introduced to probably the most politest minion I've ever seen.
Excuse me.
And that's where I could see this thing hit Shaq like a bag of bricks when he realized the suit that he made to fight against these super weapons weren't very effective against super weapons. And before Shaq can go MC Hammer on these guys, Burke reveals that he has a surprise for him. And just to prove that the villain's truly evil, that he goes and kills everybody that he's associated with.
The hot dog, it was pork.
And when it felt like Shaq and the team were truly screwed, Sparky activates Terminator mode on her wheelchair. And even though the sticker on her wheelchair says she'll break for animals, she's down to massacre as many people as need be, even Shaq. So while the building's on fire, Shaq picks up Ray J and brings him to an enclosed room with a grenade in it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure anywhere else was safe but here.
There's no way out.
Not really. I mean, my boy does have a actual sledgehammer that he hasn't used like a hammer the whole movie. And they still have a live grenade to deal with, and this thing has the longest fuse ever as they are trying to debate what to do with it, you know, instead of just throwing it through the door or covering it with Shaq's impenetrable body. Decide that they really gotta sell that my man is Shaq underneath and make him do a 3-point shot with a grenade. And do the trope of the classic slow motion buzzer beater at the end of any basketball movie. But with grenade. But it's time for him to put an end to Burke, and even though Shaq's armor was not strong enough to face against any other experimental weapon, the one Burke decided to shoot him with bounced off of that big shiny metal and burnt him alive. And the true happy ending of this movie is knowing that Sparky is now invited to the cookout.
You know what? Yeah, she's invited to the cookout. And I, they have better luck making that cartoon, which I think they did, if I remember correctly. Did they? Oh, let me know in the comments down below. But anyway, that's the end of the video. Again, him dropping this video, unlocking a core memory of mine. Was not expecting that. But let me know your thoughts on the movie Steel with Shaq. And if they ever, if they ever want to do another movie, Steel movie, who you want to play as Steel. So, but that's the end of the video. So I hope y'all enjoyed this as much as I did. And if you like any of this content, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Like, comment, and subscribe to Shaman King 100. I will leave the original link to this video down below, so watch out and interrupt it. Until next time, please take care of yourself, stay hydrated, stay safe, stay warm. Peace out.
And little questions is everything they know about you.